More of the good stuff coming up, guys. This is going to be an actual show that is enacted more than you can imagine. So buckle in your seatbelts because this is, I'm warning you, this is going to be fun. Hendrick, Texan consort, and gentlemen, podcast of the early life of yours truly in a narrative commentary. And here's the promo for that episode. Look, I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. The cancer spread. We'll do the best we can. I got the best hotels for us here in Kathleen. Walks by the beach. I used to play with the guys on spring break in Cancun. Not anymore. I just want to be with you. Jim, I'm so sorry. All this competition. Sarge said he called Kyle to be with you. I am so sorry. Can we try to get together and work this out? Please? Jennifer Bowers, will you marry me? This is so interesting because I've been told that I need to act this out and really try to add more flavor to it. Some filler details, if I can get to them. Caden does one more favor in Houston by completing the fourth contract. Multimedia company, BOM Consulting. Molly Barron had told Cadence that this favor was also specifically for Jim, seeing that she felt that she felt like he didn't have too much longer for power in Washington. On the morning of the 27th, Claude asks Jim to stay behind with Janet as he takes his business partner Ace, takes his company helicopter to the Big Spring rig he would purchase from Martin Madison. Cadence flew back to Washington, D.C. In Lubbock. Flint Park takes JR hand in his Canada's paper and his broadcasting piece. Okay. So it's 1 a.m. El Paso time. Elizabeth wakes up screaming in abdominal pain. Screaming Betsy's name. Okay, so Diane, her mother-in-law, goes to Dawn and says, go to her. Tom runs downstairs in the dark and turns on the hallway light to his mother's room. Just let me be, sonny boy. Just let me be. And Tom screams out, Betsy! I'm here, Mama. She's cradling her mother in her arms. And Tom's like, Betsy, can you please tell me what's wrong? Because Grandma Elizabeth is laying there just moaning, okay? It's obvious she's in her last 8 months of cancer. And Betsy says her abdominal pain is worse. So Diane comes downstairs and she says, I'm calling Dr. Gaston. Maybe we get her in 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. 2 a.m. Mountain. Betsy finds her mother's tonic, some medications, and a certain cocktail that relieves some of the pain. Okay, so 4 a.m. Mountain. Dan was able to be patched in to Dr. Gaston, who said to bring Elizabeth with Betsy to the oncology center at 7 in the morning. Okay, 6:30 a.m. Central. Donuts are for breakfast at the Holy Spirit Club. And JR sits down with Brent Clark and Stoney Rosen. Stoney's all come to the fiance. And he slaps JR on the back. He says, no matter what happens today, just know you come out like a better man. Jennifer would be full if she turns you down. And Brett says, Jesse said yes, and she and her cousin went to school with your cousin forever. Jesse's just a few grades apart. And Gerald's like, well, Brent, it's like this. You're the lucky one. Because she stayed around. And so he says Jennifer could come back again. And even if not, no matter what, you're better off. Look at that girl. Back in September, look at that girl that I liked. Okay, the one I told you about kept driving me crazy back in September. She turned down my proposal 2 days ago. Yeah, the truth is it hurts, but I'm moving on. Okay, so it's 7 a.m. Mountain. They're at the Oncology Center. The whole family that's in El Paso was there. And the oncologist says, hey, I called her oncologist in Washington, D.C., and they got lab results for her on this past Friday. And he faxed me a copy. Unfortunately, I don't know what to tell you. Her cancer is spreading. I recommend she go through photodynamic therapy. Now, Tom, how long is she going to be staying with you? And he says, well, Betsy says she's going to get her when she gets back from Baton Rouge. Most likely that's going to be the 15th or 16th. And so, because PDT simulation, PDT simultaneously works with chemo. It all depends on what Dr. Theodore wants in D.C. So a nurse comes back in, bring her back here at 2, and we'll start the PDT and make sure she's washed and clear lotions. Okay, so it's 11:30 in the morning. Brad and Jerry arrived at Lubbock International Airport to get on the plane to go to New Orleans. They are scanned and found to be free, and they climb on the jet together. 12 p.m., the private jet carrying JR and Brad departs from Lubbock International Airport, bound for Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. JR is confident, but personally nervous and shaky. 1:30 p.m. Eastern, Andy Braddock calls Cadence for yet another possible dastardly deed. Cadence's job was to join with the Virginia Dixie Mafia to try to get the owner of Gulf Coast Energies to reconsider their merger with Magic Oil. The threat merge the company, or to threat merge the company, or owner Ernesto Delgado could lose his golden parachute. Okay. I need some time to set some things up, because this is going to be interesting. Alright, try to do this in one way, well, got to do it another. So I ask you guys to be patient with me as I try to figure out how to do this, because I want the mood to be right. No. Pause again. Alright. Now, maybe we have everything perfectly. I hope so. Alright, so here's what happens. It's 2:15 p.m. JR walks towards the private lounge where Jennifer had directed him. Brad waits as he is called for. Instructions are, I can't go in that door. But please know that when you get out, regardless of what happens, I'm here for you. Okay, so now we can play the Jennifer music. Okay, he walks into the lounge and embraces Jennifer. Jennifer, my sweet, it's been so long, Gerald said. Jennifer pours him a glass of lemonade. I'm so glad you came. So, he's drinking his glass of lemonade, sitting by her, and then he gets on the knee. Sneeze. Jennifer Bowers, will you marry me? No, JR. What? No. You see, my father wants you to marry me. But the problem is, I've been thinking about this the past couple of months. My mother does not want me marrying outside of my faith, the Assemblies of Christ. I'm sorry. But I can convert. We can make it work. No, JR. Please don't make it any harder for me than it already is. Look, I'm leaving for London 9 o'clock tonight. I don't really believe this. JR, I'm sorry it has to be this way. I'm really sorry. Hey, we can still be friends. I wish you will. Goodbye, JR. And so he emerges from the room crying uncontrollably. Okay? He emerges from that place. He's crying uncontrollably. And really, can you blame him? I've had some rejections, no doubt. But it's sad. Here we go. Damn sure could use a drink right now, Kara said, crying uncontrollably. Oh no, Kara, not again, Brad said. I won't let you short circuit again, just because she turned you down. Then what the hell are we supposed to do? Now, our plane don't leave until 7 tonight because Gunther says he has to refuel. How about I take you to get some ice cream? Damn it, Brad. You obviously don't know me long enough. Okay, then. Duke's Burger is about 5 terminals over. What do you say we get on a trolley, get some soda drinks first, and then another dinner? Okay, so it's 3:45 p.m. Mountain, and the family, they're leaving from the oncology center in El Paso when Betsy phones her. You know, she thinks it's JR, but it's Brad. JR is beside himself. Jennifer Bowers turned him down. We're on the trolley to go to a terminal so we can grab some burgers and soda before we fly back to Lubbock. And Betsy said, okay then, Brad, for tonight, keep an eye on him. I'm going to ask his uncle and aunt, Donna, to keep an eye on him as well, along with Mike Fields. Something is not right. 4:30 p.m. Over burgers, JR and Brad talk. Brad, honestly, I don't know where to go from here. JR said, trust God. Maybe Jennifer wasn't right for you. Especially since her crazy mother doesn't necessarily like you because of your father. Not everyone is like Jim Hendrick. All the curse of the genetics of Jim Hendrick. Look, I can understand that you feel that way. Always hated the way he left you behind, chasing power games. But he's your father, and that's important. I have nothing to look forward to, except for something maybe spring break, dictated by my father, by my daddy. And then, my internship, and finishing my studies this semester. That's it. Hold on to God, Gerald. He'll take care of you. 6:30 p.m. So JR and Brad board the private jet in New Orleans as the sprinkling begins to brew, with a possible thunderstorm to hit New Orleans about 30 minutes after they take off. The mood is depressing, vexed, and frightened. JR is so beside himself that Brad has to help him up the stairs. That has to be pretty hard. And JR's insights here. In retrospect, I realized that Jennifer did the right thing. 5 years down the road, I ran into her when we went to Fort Worth with her husband, John Henry. He decided to do a radio documentary about my feud with a man by the name of Mark Christopher. Stuff had happened while I was at Texas Tech Law School that led to my divorce. And I met a girl that I dated for a time named Frances Pratchett Smith, who would end up being the future wife of an Obama administration SBA official down in Florida. So, there you go. Interesting stuff, right? We go to March 1st. 5 a.m. Mountain. Elizabeth wakes up with mild abdominal pain. She goes down into the living room and turns on the light and finds Betsy there. She's, Elizabeth is like crying. Betsy, honey, I'm sorry about yesterday. No, Mama. We had to catch it the best way we know how. I really wish you didn't have to go. Won't you just please stay here with me? No, Mama. You need attention from Thomas right now. But curiously, I'm worn out from all the power games with Jim. It's not your fault. But I need this vacation in Phoenix alone with friends to heal. Okay, so it's 7 a.m. Mountain. No, it's 7 a.m. Central. JR is having cinnamon rolls at the Platter and Crockett House with Connie Constantine, roommate and friend of Jennifer Bowers. I know you really loved her. You don't know the half of it. I just want you to know I'm here when you need me. Jennifer was a fool to listen to her mother and go off to London. Now I realize she's studying corporate government affairs. But I realized that in law school, she's going to be way over her head. Yeah, well, then have you met my father? Well, I hear bits and pieces about him on the TV. And it doesn't sound real kind. Bill Clinton, he got him that appointment to play with him. Yeah, I know that. I just feel like it's my fault for letting her go and chasing after crazy things for Charlie Nation. JR, it's not your fault that he had to do all the stupid stuff. Yeah. But all I had to do was stop and think. Then maybe could have answered, and she would have said yes. Her mother is just so damn strong-willed. Yeah. That's how it is in wealthy families. With mama or listening to daddy. Either way, sometimes you just lose. Charlie's having got a new girlfriend now. JR, I hear that he wanted her as well. There's no way she would have taken him. I understand. So what you got this morning? Have advertising class at 9. Crisis communication class at 11. Maybe I'll look you up and maybe grab some lunch. Okay, so it's 9 a.m. Eastern. Christine's in class. And it's like, she can't wait for the next couple of days to fly by so that she can help work with Reverend Sarge, with Marie and Frank for the engagement party. 11 a.m. Central. Gerald walks into his room, fresh back from class. Allison knocks on the door. Frank's cousin. It's the one that Gerald's taken to a liking to, and so he's all alone. And she comes, he opens the door, and she throws her arms around him. I really wish there was something I could do. You can. Let's have a friendly lunch date. Let's go to Red Lobster. I'm buying. No, I'm buying. Come on, get yourself together. I'll get out the car keys. So it cuts from there because you can only imagine what happens at lunch. 1 p.m. Jared's in the middle of writing class, and they're talking about the elements of the press releases. 3:05 p.m. Betsy's plane takes off for El Paso, and she's worried about JR, but she's excited to meet Kyle. 5 p.m. Central. Uncle Carl has brought JR to the house for dinner, because he don't want him sitting there in the dorm just feeling sorry for himself. And so, Aunt Donna, this is the dialogue. I'm proud of you for having the guts to ask her the question, Aunt Donna said. Well, you know what they say. Okay, this is cousin Jamie. Well, you know what they say. JR, the other woman rejects you first. And Carl's like, Jessica, you turn around and apologize. That was tacky. Dad, don't have to say sorry. When I graduate, I'm going to San Francisco for a management consulting partnership with a buddy of mine from college. So dinner that night was spaghetti. It's obvious JR's just chugging down. He's just chugging down. He's upset. 7 p.m. Central. Back in the dorm room, JR plops himself down on the bed and cries himself to sleep. And Kevin McDonald wishes he can kind of soothe him. Okay. March 2 and 3. Okay, this is the second. 3 p.m. Brent Clark knocks on the door. JR is in his room and he's just pounding the heck out of his bed. Kevin McDonald says, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. I tried everything I could to talk to him and make him stop. So JR he's blaring music. Okay, Brent walks in. The JR is blaring music, and he found the bad cursing. Damn you, Charlie! I'll get you, JR. Stop! Get your swim trunks on. Ready. I'm taking him to go swimming at the facility. Okay. 6 p.m. Mountain. At the mansion. It's more like 6:50. Kyle sits by the swimming pool in Phoenix with his mother. Look. I got calls with Daddy and Sarge. Sorry, Mama. All this fighting has to end, okay? This is stupid. If JR's got a grudge, if JR's got a problem with Daddy, it makes you have a problem with Daddy, it's got to stop. Okay? This is pathetic. We all got to stay away from each other because we can't seem to stop fighting. That's not really cool. Kyle, I need a drink. Let me fix you in Madison some margaritas, and I'll call you when I'm ready. 7 p.m. Central. Brent informed the caseworkers assuming if vision impaired what happened between JR and Charlie, and with a little sympathy, she gives JR back access to the cinema. So JR has to work on the press release that's due no later than March 8th. Nothing is said about Jennifer Bowers. But then JR's cell phone rings. Jennifer? What are you doing calling me from London this early in the morning? I miss you, JR. Yeah, I love you. I'm sorry I had to turn you down. But Mom and Daddy's happiness, this is what matters. Too. I'm having a good time. Went to a corporate party at Goldman Sachs. Couldn't sleep because of all the energy. Jennifer, Colin's sick. You need a rest. Not on your life, Tara.
I gotta get some Dr. Pepper, and I'm going to work. Okay, so it's 8 p.m. Mountain. A drunk Betsy picks up the phone and calls Jim, who is in Abilene, going out of his mind in Clyde's ranch house. I know Sarge called Kyle and told him to come here. Showing you how much that means to me. Jim, please forgive me for everything. No, it's me, darling. I've been a butthead, and I want to make it up to you as soon as possible. I screwed up. Look at what I've done to the kids, to us. I want this family back. Okay, so it's March 3rd, 3 a.m. in Phoenix. Betsy is asleep in the mansion sitting room. And Kyle rushes in. Mama, get up. Get your butt up. And maybe you're going back to bed. He stops breathing for half a minute. Scared the hell out of Madison and everything. But Betsy decides she wants cold glass lemonade. She drinks that for a bit, and then she goes in the sauna to sweat it out. Okay. 8:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m. Central. At the platter at Crockett House, JR sits down with another plate, cinnamon rolls, with Connie. So Connie's like, JR, I think it was her parents' mistake for sending her to London, working for Goldman Sachs, and then taking crash courses at the London School of Economics. Her mom probably thinks it's a noble thing. Of course, Assemblies of Christ has a shrine there in London. So what can I say? Look, I don't know what crazy plot her mother has in mind, but JR, even Jennifer, has told me that you were the first man to ever really love her. Nothing I can do about that, JR said, choking back tears. I found out by email my 9 o'clock class is canceled. So what do you say we go and grab a snack? Suit you. Candy bar. Okay. You got it. Now, it's 9:45 a.m. Eastern. Christine gets on the phone. Told her English teacher she has to call the family. Exigent circumstances. She puts Jim and JR on conference call. Christine, Are you calling me to curse me out? No, Daddy. I was wrong. I was wrong for continuing this competition. I was wrong for holding all that pain and hurt towards you. Get worse. I was wrong. Christine, what's going on? Gerald said. He's talking about tears again. And Christine's like, this competition, Gerald, Daddy, let's stop it. And JR says, why, Christine, that's the nicest thing you could ever say. Daddy, I have to agree. It's affecting our studies. It's messing up our life. It's affecting the family. Jim spoke up. Made some calls. Mike Field made some calls here. What's going on is this. The Brady Hood work is over. And what I did is made some calls and pulled some strings for the $12,000 loan. I gave $8,000. The bank is willing to put in $3,900. The SBA is willing to put in $100 as interest. Jim said, Christine, my daughter, you have been a worthy opponent. JR, you have to work harder than that. 1 p.m. Central. JR had lunch with Connie. Now, he was in an office meeting of the Public Affairs Society, Texas Tech student chapter. They're wanting him to run for vice president of public relations of that group. And JR is kind of like not ready. 7 p.m. After having dinner with Karen Crowder, JR's in his room, beginning his press release. He'd had 3 interviews. This was dealing with a change of leadership going on this spring with officers from the Tech Conservative Union. 9 p.m. JR goes to sleep in his dorm crying. Kevin McDonald was once again at loose ends trying to console him. And now with that, I hope you enjoy listening to the J.R. Hendrick Texan Gentleman. If you like what you hear, please subscribe and become a part of the adventure. This is the James Hendrick Empowerment Network saying until next time, get ready for the rest of the story. It's going to get a little more interesting from here.